everybody, welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington, you guys. My name is Catherine Kaufman, and I'm a psychic medium here in Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome to my every Monday night live chat show. This is a special show. I've messaged several people that really need this information. I hope you're watching tonight. This information is going to change the way you look at the world, I promise you. It's very, very important. Everybody should know this information. If you care about the people around you, hit the share button now and share this with your friends. This is part 3 of the energies of water that heals. I see there's a ton of people joining. I may not be able to shout out to everybody, but I will try to get to the questions as much as I can because the feed just goes so fast. Hey, over here to you guys on Instagram. Hey to Patty and Mick. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. On Facebook, shout out to Barbara Bacon, and I want to do this at the beginning and the end of the show. Barbara Bacon has a shop, Crystal Crazy. We did a remote show there last week. The energy of the crystals was just overwhelming my microphone. So much to where I had to unplug the microphone and continue without it. Now, interesting fact you guys need to know, when I got home, I checked the microphone with all my equipment. I put the microphone on my laptop, on my tablet, and my phone. It functioned absolutely perfectly. The only thing I can think of is that the crystals, the massive amount of crystal energy that was there was just overwhelming the microphone. Shout out to Barbara Bacon and her shop, Crystal Crazy. They're going to have a coupon code. I'm going to give it out on the show twice. I'm going to do it right now and at the end of the show as well. The coupon code is in all caps, Water Heals. Thanks for the hearts. And this will get you a 20% discount at her shop. And I'm going to leave a link in the comment section so that you can message her and go out and use that coupon code and just go hog wild shopping. But I have to show you what I got today. I did purchase the water container that I used last Monday night at her shop. We did a special water taste test. Okay, and I used one of these Vital Jewel gemstone indirect containers, and I absolutely loved the way it tasted. I had her bring it out to me today. I did purchase it. This is a silicone protector that goes on it. I'm really, really enjoying this gemstone elixir indirect method with this Vita Jewel container. I really, really love this. So Water Heals in all caps will get you a 20% discount until the end of April only. And I'll announce it again at the end of the show for people who are joining in the middle of the show. So shout out to Lee Manning, Rob Abbott, and Martha Theobald, Lucky Sensation, Helen Reed, Brittany Eisen, David Ray, Lee Mannering, Amita Madden, and let's see, Chelsea Russell, and Robin Tucker, Patrick, Natasha, Chris, Vicky, Jeff Shubricks, Monica, Tom Driver, special shout out to you, and Amy Haig, Patrick, Helen Reed. Let's see, who else is joining? Connie, shout out to you, Chastity, and Andrea. Thanks for joining me. And over here on Instagram, hey to Lacey Bug. Thanks for joining me tonight. So if you would like to get one of these indirect gemstone elixir for your water, it changes the structure of your water. And the structure of your water, I cannot tell you how important that is, because you are 70% water. Now, the amount of water in your body decreases as you get older, but it's still a huge amount. And wait till you hear the evidence and the scientific stuff that I have to tell you tonight. But I just want to hold this up in case you guys are interested. You can get 20% off of one of these containers right now at Crystal Crazy. So this is the name of the company, and it's spelled kind of differently. Vita Jewel, Juwel, and I'm going to show it over here on Instagram. They're great product. I really enjoyed taste testing that last Monday. That was awesome. Christina is commenting on my hair. Thank you very much. And I want to say something about my hair before we get any further, because I am taking the challenge. I'm embracing my gray. I am embracing my age. I don't care how many wrinkles I have or how much gray I have. Look at this. It's all coming out. You're going to see it. And I'm growing it out. So just get over the shock. We're going to go through this together, all right? Now, if you guys want the references that I'm using for these 3 shows that I've done, this is the main one right here. This is Gem Water by Michael Granger and Joachim Goebel. This is a great reference to get. You can get it for less than $10 off of Amazon. It will tell you everything you need to know about making gemstone elixir waters. This is another great book. It's by a person who's passed away now, Masaru Emoto, and he was on the cutting edge of the energy of water and did a lot of research on the energy of water. And this is a must-buy as well. One of the other references I have, and this may be out of print. I don't know, but you can check on Amazon. It may still be on there. Charlie Ryrie, The Healing Energies of Water. This is an awesome book to read, and it will bring you so close to what you need to know about the healing energies of water. Now, plain fact, you guys, we are water beings. If you're over 50% of water, which you're 70, you're not really substance. You're mostly water. So you're a water being. So you really need to bone up on what water's about and how it affects your body, what you need to do to preserve the energy of your body, because most of it is water. Now, on the previous shows, we went over the energy of water, what the basic energy of water is, and what the biggest energetic motion of water is a vortex. Now, the highest energy water goes through a natural swirling vortex, and it is cool water, not warm water, okay? So waters that are energized by cool, shady groves are the most energetic water that you can get. Now, my theory is, this is not substantiated, this is just something that I have thought about since reading and studying all this stuff that, you know, I've done for these last 3 shows. The sacred wells that are in Ireland were usually at the site of an old grove, okay? So what that means to me is people recognized and people connected with the natural energy of the water in that cool, shady grove, and they considered it sacred. Now, on this episode, we're also going to go over how to sanctify water and the specific psalms that you're going to use to consecrate or sanctify water to make it holy. So don't forget that 20% off coupon code. Now, one thing I did find very, very interesting when I was doing this research, and I just want to mention it briefly, they showed an experiment where they took 2 glasses of the same water, separated them, and put high voltage probes down into the glasses. Then they scooted them a little bit closer together. The water actually came up and crawled up the side of the glass and made a bridge, a 2-centimeter bridge in between the 2 glasses. The 2-centimeter bridge maintained itself for quite a while, I think over 2 hours, it did vibrate or resonate, and you could see it on the film. It was vibrating or resonating. And that was just phenomenal to see. I mean, they still can't explain the reaction that caused that, which I found very, very interesting. Now, ways that we could structure our water. Why do we want to even structure our water? When we get our water from the water pipes that come into our house, it's basically dead water is what you're drinking. It lacks any kind of energy. They found that when the water goes through right angles, it decreases the amount of energy that the water holds. It's less energetic. It's less beneficial for your body. Now, when water takes a more natural flowing vortex or spiraling course, it is naturally energized, and it provides a lot of energy to the body, to that 70% of water that you're made up of, okay? So when you get that out of the tap and you're drinking it, you're drinking dead water. So that's another reason why to structure your water before you ingest it, okay? How do we structure the water? Structuring the water involves movement and involves temperature. Okay, so certain types of movement realign the molecules of the water and make it beneficial to the body's energy. So we're going to look at ways to restructure the dead water that you get from the water pipes. Okay, so the first way to restructure the water is, and this is an old way, they've had it online for a long time, you're going to use 2-liter empty bottles. They sell the connectors that will go from the top of the liter to the other top. You're going to stack them one on top of the other. And then, like, you're going to fill one of them with water, put the connector on, put the empty one on the top, and then flip it upside down. It will create a natural swirling vortex to the bottom liter. That's a natural way of structuring the water, okay? Now, that's one way that you can do it. Now, this other way is kind of complicated. So those of you that are really serious about knowing how to structure the water, you need to get a pen and paper and jot this down. Hey to Joyce Sales, Melissa Begley, and shout out to Miss Cleo, Melissa and Miss Cleo, two of my favorite girls in the whole world. Hey to Guadalupe and Nancy, thanks for joining me. Okay, hope you've got your pen and paper. This one is a little complicated, but it is extremely good. You're going to take a glass of plain water and pour in it pink Himalayan salt. Okay, stir it up until it is dissolved. But you want to make the water in that glass completely saturated with the salt. So you keep adding salt and stirring it up until the water's completely saturated with the salt and it can no longer absorb the mineral content of the salt. Now, you'll know that because the bottom half of the glass will have salt in it that's not dissolved. That's when it's saturated. Now, what you're going to do is take a gallon of the plain tap water. You're going to put 1 teaspoon of that supersaturated salt solution into the gallon of water. You're going to stir the water clockwise and then counterclockwise in that vortex motion for at least 5 minutes. Okay, then you're going to want to place that gallon of water in a circular copper ring. Now, that will be the real click right there, as if you can find that. However, if you don't have one, you can make one. You can buy copper wire and braid it into a ring of your own creation, of your own size, and just braid it together and put that ring around that gallon of water and leave it there. That will create some alkalinated superstructured water. So hey to Mike, Kelly, and Diana Estes. If you guys have any questions at all, please put them in the comments. I'll try to catch them really quick. For those of you that are on my professional page on Catherine Kaufman Psychic Medium TV, if you want to join the chat, hit that link and come on over. But if you just want to watch or ask a comment later, ask a question, I'll get back to them tomorrow, and I promise to answer every single question tomorrow. Hey to Sharon Jacob Norris. So the copper ring goes around the gallon of water, and that will restructure the water. Another way to restructure the water, thanks for the hearts, is to use a blender. If you put the water in a blender and turn it on high, you're going to see the vortex form in the water of your blender. So that's one way to energize or restructure the water. At the core of the vortex, when the water is rotating rapidly, this causes really high levels of ionization. That means the water is able to continually create new combinations or recombinations of various elements that it carries, enhancing the generation of electromagnetic energies. This is very important for you to know, guys. Hey to Mark James over on Instagram. So ways that you can structure the water in your home on a daily basis when you're adding salts or minerals to your bath. I want you to take your hand and do like the figure 8 through the water before you get in it. And you want to do that for a good 2 or 3 minutes before you get in the water. Just figure 8, the sign of infinity. That motion alone is going to energize your water. So you want to, or you can do a vortex movement in the bath as well. As you're adding essential oils, as you're adding salts, you can do counterclockwise or clockwise. It doesn't matter. You just want that vortex movement to energize the water that, or restructure the water that you're getting into. You can also use that motion to energize the water if you're watering your garden. Okay, so there's all kinds of things that you can do. One simple and economic and effective way of cleansing and restructuring the water is to put the water in a glass bottle and stand it on negative magnets. Now, this is negative magnets for an hour or two. This is magnetizing the water. Okay, you want to at least put it on there for an hour or two so that this pulls the pollutants down and dissolves them from the water. So that's another really, really good way. Negative magnets, you guys. Hey to Yasmin and Jean Matthews McHatton and Tony. Thanks for joining me. A special shout out to John Philip Young. Thanks for joining me as well. Hey to Linda over here on Facebook. Okay, we've got so much to cover tonight, you guys. Another way to structure your water is you can get a huge funnel and put marbles down in the funnel. You'll want to put a straw down through there and have the straw come out at least a centimeter below the funnel's end. You put that over an empty water bottle, like a gallon water bottle, and then what you're going to do is to pour the dead water or the tap water through the marbles and let it flow into the empty container. The marbles create a natural spiraling effect for the water, and what this is called is a flow form. Now, flow forms were incorporated back in the 1920s when the investigation or the scientific research into water first started. And they found that straight lines caused friction with water and destruction, and that more flowing, natural, swirling vortex lines created a greater energy in the water, and these were called flow forms. So they suggested that healthy water was created from the vibrations of these flow forms that the water flowed into. So the marbles are a really good way. You just put them down into a large funnel, put that straw down through there, and pour the water through. So that's an awesome way to do it. Another thing that restructures the water, and this was so interesting, I absolutely just loved getting this information, is vibrational sound, and specifically solfeggio frequencies. I will put a link to, if you don't know what solfeggio frequencies are, I'll put a link in the comment section. You can go and watch the video on what these are. Solfeggio frequencies are vibrations that actually restructure the cells in your body. And I believe that they do that through the water molecules. Okay, you can see the effects of solfeggio frequencies if you pull up YouTube and you search vibrational frequencies, effects of water, or effects of sound. Effects of sound, when the sound connects with the solids and the waters, it restructures. And you will be able to see that on these YouTube videos. So some of the solfeggio frequencies that are really good for restructuring your body and the water. I wanted to give you solfeggio frequencies on healing specifically. So the hertz of 528 is used for DNA healing. So you would want to search solfeggio frequencies of 528 if you have healing that you need to do with the water. If you just want general healing, that is the frequency of 285 hertz solfeggio frequencies. Now, if you just need to boost your energy or you want to raise your cell energy, that is a solfeggio frequency of 852. Okay, so what you would do is you would take your container and play these solfeggio frequencies next to it so that the frequencies could resonate through the water and affect them and restructure the water. I have so much to tell you guys. I am hoping that we can get through this tonight because next weekend or next Monday we're going to have Sifu Correga back for another episode of the Electric Universe, and it's going to be really good. So I want to get through this as quick as I can. On Instagram, hey to Best American Psychics, and KY Dovey, thanks for joining me. And over here on Facebook, hey to Ian, Florania, Pamela, TJ, Catherine, and Donna. Okay, so let's get on to more of this content. I want you guys to watch the movie documentary, The Greatest Mystery of Water. It was produced in 2006. It goes over all the scientific evidence for sacred waters and programming waters and the memory of water. It's a really good show. It's on YouTube. You guys need to watch it. I can't go into all the detail right now, but we want to go over sacred waters as well. So making water sacred, or making holy water, making sanctified water, works on the premise of water memory. Now, you guys, important, sit down when you listen to this. Water memory is a scientific fact. We have proven this for years. And so why aren't we talking about it? Why are we not talking about it? Water remembers spatial imprint from around it. Whatever water comes in contact with, it has memory of that. We've proved it. It's been tested. Whatever imprints on it, it changes the structure of the water. Interesting fact, it does not change the chemical composition, only the structure of the water. And the structure, by the structure, for those of you that don't know, what I mean is the organization of the molecules realign themselves with whatever they come in contact with. So just think about the dead water that's coming into your home. All right, what it's coming in contact with is some type of metal, right angles, shoving it through the pipes. There's no telling what pollutants it's come in contact with, what chemicals it's been, impregnated with to make it safe for drinking, but energetically it is dead, okay? So it does you no good. And being that you are a being of water, you need for your water to provide the energy that you need to live with. So water memory is the structure and arrangement that it contains. It records the memory and information. If you want to know more about this, watch the movie I referenced. I'm going to put all this in the comments for those of you that are joining late. Also, I want you to go to this particular website to see the research, and the website is called worldinadrop.com. worldinadrop.com. They also have, if you'd rather read the book, there's a book that's published. It's probably on Amazon, but the book is called Water and Its Memory. I'm going to order it. I want to read this. I want to know about this because I really think that this is just so very important. Now, like I said, the water that comes into your house is basically dead because it's hitting those right angles in the pipe, and the energy is lost. It also picks up information along the way, like pollution. One interesting fact that they brought up in the documentary, and this was absolutely fascinating, they tested animals, okay? They gave the animals simultaneously the option of drinking tap water and spring water. Guess what the animals consistently drank? Spring water, not the pipe water, not the dead water that comes into your house. Isn't that fascinating that the animals intuitively knew to drink the spring water? I think that's pretty awesome. Okay, so and now we get into how thoughts permeate matter. Thoughts are electromagnetic. They go past the body. Thoughts permeate matter. And so thoughts are going to permeate water. Music also changes water structure, and that's where we get the idea to use solfeggio frequencies with that. Hey to Walter James over here on Instagram and David Mitchell over here on Facebook. Thanks for joining me this evening. Hey to Heather and Val Barker and Donna. Thanks for joining me. Okay. Now, here was an interesting thing. They did some experiments with thoughts projected at water, and they shielded the water using a Faraday cage. So they had one water that was to be imprinted with the electromagnetic thoughts from a person, and they had another water. It's the same water. They just separated it into two containers, identical, put one out in the open to be receptive to electromagnetic thought. The other one was contained in a Faraday cage. And for those of you that don't know what a Faraday cage is, it's some kind of metal container. The metal container conducts the electricity, but whatever's placed in the Faraday cage does not receive any of the electromagnetic input. And so they tested that with electromagnetic thought. They tested them before putting it into the container. They were identical. After putting it into the container and subjecting it to the projected electromagnetic thought, the one container received the imprint that was not protected by the Faraday cage. The other one that was protected by the Faraday cage had the original imprint. So the Faraday cage protected the water from being altered by electromagnetic thought. So electromagnetic thoughts imprint and affect the water. Now, this is how we make sanctified or consecrated or holy water. And I'm going to, at the end of the show, I'm going to give you some Psalms. If you want to make your own consecrated holy water, sanctified water, I'm going to give you the Psalms, and the procedure to do to make your own holy water. So now we're not going to be able to go into all of the types of water because I already see this 7:30, but I'm going to continue on with this because I have to get this information to you. The best water to ingest that doesn't need restructured is like water from deep underneath the earth. Now, we are so lucky here in Kentucky. We have hybrid spring water out in Wilmore, Kentucky. It comes from deep underground. That's some of the best structured water that you can drink. So what I would do is get that and maybe vortex it a little, or put that in one of these gemstone restructuring indirect elixir containers, and that would be optimal. That would be ideal. Hey to Carla, David, and Brenda Jo. Special shout out to Brenda Jo. Thank you so much for sharing all my posts during the week. I really appreciate that. Okay, so my suggestion is hybrid spring water. Now, if you want, in episode 1, we did go over some of the most alkalinated waters, and that's SEL water from Walmart. And there was another brand. You may have to go back and watch episode 1. I don't remember the name of it, but it was even higher in pH than the SEL water from Walmart. Now, we're also going to go over, let me find it. I want to give you the Psalms that you need in the procedure for making your own holy water. But also, I want to go over 2 recipes for some really good alkalinated fruit waters that I found. Now, if you want the rest of these episodes, or the recipes, sorry, I got distracted by all these hearts that are coming across. I'm going to send y'all kisses back. Thank you so much. It makes me so happy. So these fruit water recipes are on Google Play Books, and it's in a book called Pure Alkaline Fruit Waters by Byron Lovings, and I'm absolutely really enthralled with all of the recipes that he has on this online book, and I'm going to give you 2 before we shut down for the night. But let's get into how to make your water sacred. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is get quiet, get by yourself. You're going to take a glass container, and it's really important. I think glass allows that electromagnetic energy to transfer to the water. So what I do, this is what I do, is I take the glass container and hold it between both hands, because I feel like it's almost a replication of right and left hemisphere of your brain. And so the energies are going back and forth through that water. And then you're going to recite either a prayer or a psalm to the water to imbue it with the energies that you want to consecrate it, to sanctify it, to make it holy. All right? You do not have to be a priest to do this. That's my belief. Hey to Whitney and Michael. So if you've got a pen and paper, write down these psalms are the specific ones that you can use to consecrate the water. So you're going to want to use Psalm 10, and what that does is cleanses an intranquil spirit. Psalm 12 for protection against oppression and persecution. And so a lot of entities will want to oppress or control, and so that would be a perfect psalm to use. Psalm 15 is specifically used to exorcise evil spirits and devils from a person and to provide mental peace. Psalm 29 is used to drive out evil entities and restore peace and tranquility specifically to the home. Psalm 34 to destroy and reverse back evil for protection. Psalm 40 for protection against evil spirits and to specifically cast them out. Psalm 54 to give protection by reversing works of evil and malice. And this can be, you know, paranormal entities or human entities. Psalm 58 I threw in there just for fun, because it sounded really cool, for warding off snakes and wild beasts, to reverse evil unto entities. And so I thought of that one because of St. Patrick driving the snakes out of Ireland. Psalm 66 to remove evil spirits, and Psalm 88 to remove evil and bring blessings. So you got a double effect there. Psalm 94 for protection and to turn all evil back. Okay. And then the last one I really like is Psalm 145 to cleanse and purify people who are beset by ghosts or evil spirits. So those are specifically the Psalms that you, if you don't have a prayer already to use for the water, those are Psalms that you can recite that would imbue that water with the memory and sanctify it or consecrate it. Hey to Carolyn, Robel, and Elizabetha, and Michael. Thanks for joining me tonight. And Whitney. And hey, special shout out to Yasmin Jadoon. Thanks for joining me tonight. Now let's go over, I want to go over 2 of these fruit water recipes. Remember, this is on Google playlists under the title Pure Alkaline Fruit Waters by Byron Lovings. The first one is a fruit-infused coconut water. Coconut water is so very good for you. It's got a lot of natural electrolytes in it. So what you're going to do is use 32 ounces of the coconut water. You're going to get 1 large orange and lime. You're going to wash them off, slice them thinly, place them in the coconut water. You're going to leave that at room temperature for 2 hours, okay? And then you can refrigerate and drink. The 2-hour period of where it soaks in the water allows the water to become more alkalinated, and it is restructuring the water. It is so much better for you than the dead water that you get out of the pipes. The second one I absolutely love because I love basil. This is an orange, lemon, lime, and basil water. So you want to get 1 gallon of water, 2 oranges, 2 lemons, 1 lime. You're going to wash those, cut them very thinly, put them in the gallon of water. The gallon of water needs to set at room temperature for 2 to 4 hours. And then you can refrigerate it and decant it, and it will be alkalinated. Now, you want to add, when you're letting it set, you're going to want to add at least 14 leaves of crushed basil to it. You need to kind of crush that basil to release the flavors and the essential oils into the water. So we've got a comment from Rob. He says, amazing. Thank you so much for all your information and knowledge, particularly on the Psalms used to bless the holy water. Not a problem, Rob. I just really believe in this, and I want to share it with you guys because I think it could make a huge difference in the health of a lot of people that are watching tonight. And I hope that you guys will try this and you really think about the energy of what you're putting in your body. Because like I said, we're not, if you really think about it, we're 70% water. We're water beings. You know, we're not flesh beings really. We're mostly water. So we need to kind of think about that and really get our mind around what we need to do to take care of ourselves. So I want to give the coupon code for Crystal Crazy again. I'm going to put a link in the comments. If you need any gemstones or you want to get 20% off of one of these Vital Jewel containers, now's the time to do it because you can't find them at any better price anywhere else. So the coupon code is all caps, Water Heals. That gets you 20% off of anything in the shop, but only until the end of April. So you got till the end of April. You guys on Instagram, go and look up Crystal Crazy. There's a Facebook page, Crystal Crazy. Hey to Jackie, thanks for joining me. And I hope you guys sit down, watch the show that I referenced earlier. It is that 2006 show about water. and then go to www.worldsinadrop.com. And so let's find out what's for dinner, David. I'm almost afraid to ask.
Hey,
Hey!
tonight we're going to take inspiration from a famous tapas bar in Spain and have canned, I said canned, seafood, specifically smoked oysters, mussels, and sardines. And we're going to have some kind of fancy gourmet crackers with it, and some cheeses that we've been waiting to get into, a truffle trimmer.
Oh, wow. I love that stuff.
A little green salad.
Yeah.
And keep
I'm
it simple.
excited.
Wine.
We want it simple tonight.
Wine.
Wine. Thanks, David. All right. So, you guys, next week, I'm going to have Sifa Correga back on the show for another episode of the Electric Universe. It's going to be really fun. I hope you guys tune in. If you know of anybody who needs this information about the water and how we need to change our way to look about this water, hit the share button right now and share this with your friends. Go subscribe to my TV channel on the other page. It's Catherine Kaufman Psychic Medium TV. All of the videos are uploaded there. All of my videos are uploaded to my YouTube channel. So this will be on my YouTube channel probably about Wednesday if you want to catch it on YouTube. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. I will see you next Monday night. Kisses from Kentucky. Bye, guys. I will see you later. I hope you enjoyed the content.